In the last 3 videos, we explained asset classes, diversification, and correlation separately. But how do these 3 concepts all come together to help create a great investment portfolio? If you wanted to create a balanced investment portfolio and apply these principles, what does this look like in application? What assets do you choose, and how much of each asset do you hold? In our diversification video, we spoke about not putting all of your eggs inside one basket. You can spread your eggs into different baskets by investing across different securities, which is companies, sectors, being industrial, technology, resources, financial, styles or investment strategies, being quality, value, growth or momentum, asset classes, equity, property, fixed income, hedge funds, private equity, and so forth, geographies, different countries, currencies, being rand, dollar, pound, euro, and levels of economic development, being developed versus developing countries. Diversification is about combining these assets inside a portfolio whose prices and returns behave differently to the same piece of information, news, factors, or events occurring. This gives you more levers to pull in generating returns within your investment portfolio. This would mean including assets inside your portfolio that are not correlated, less correlated, or negatively correlated. Remember, correlation is like your ruler that helps you measure the relationship between 2 asset classes or assets. Let's examine 3 examples. In times of high inflation, central banks want to raise the interest rates. An example of positive correlation would be, in general, equity and bonds will tend to both perform poorly in response to this information. In the case of negative correlation, in general, while equity and bonds will tend to perform poorly, commodities will tend to perform better in response to this information. In the case where central banks want to lower the interest rates, an example of positive correlation, in general, 2 bank shares will tend to both perform poorly in response to this information. With negative correlation, no correlation, or low correlation, while bank shares will tend to perform poorly, technology companies will tend to perform better in response to this information, depending on specific circumstances affecting the markets at the time. In times where there is political instability in a country that is dominant in producing oil, an example of positive correlation would be weaponry or military company shares, gold and oil commodities, and companies linked to oil production will all tend to perform better in response to this information. With negative correlation, financial companies will tend to perform poorly, while gold and oil commodities will be performing better. Even so, in specific circumstances, there are factors that will similarly affect many securities, many asset classes, and even regions at the same time. The effectiveness of diversification will vary over time. Often, portfolio managers actively monitor investment ratios to make sure these factors are optimized for investment returns.